Here we are back with the 11th and possible final installment of the Shopping Street by Lego Icons. This is set number 11371, contains 3,456 pieces, and this set was provided by the Lego Group for other review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, so it looks like we're almost done here, except we're missing some accessories on the bottom, a minifigure, and this roof piece right here. So that's it. So there's 2 bags for that. We don't know. All right. And yeah, we're pretty much done with this at this point. And just to save myself some time here, I got some stuff I got to move out of the way for another review here. Forgot all about that. You're not supposed to see that, but that's already been that's just some yellow stud thing. All right. I'm going to leave this here and build the rest of it here. The reason being is because now we're down to the nitty-gritty, and I don't want to move. That thing's already getting heavy as it is. So in this installment, we're going to do the last minifigure, roof, and accessories, I think. I don't know how this is going to work or play out, but let's just see. And I'm only limited to about an hour and a half worth of memory cards, so I got to get to stepping here. Okay, let's begin with bag 23. Let's build it. Well, it looks like we're going to have plenty of small parts. I see a new piece there I'd like to take a look at here. Huh. That's kind of a cool little ladder piece. That'd be perfect for like a bunk bed or something. Maybe a piece of furniture, maybe a headboard or footboard. Yeah, and I think now we're down to a 6.5 on this set. It's just, I think it's more just the small parts. This is all we have been dealing with throughout most of the build. I think Lego kind of stretched this one out, making it seem like you're getting a lot of parts, but you're not really getting much of anything here. This is obviously a smaller build than the cafe corner with more detail, but it's obviously smaller pieces too. And yeah, I'm kind of burned out of doing this set. I really want to move on to some other reviews. I got some sets that came in. They seem okay. They're not as long as this one here. They should be done in no more than 2 installments, so that's even better. Alright, let's get going on the minifigure here. Let me get everything set up so you can see everything, so I can keep the complaints down to a small roar here. Yeah, I'm already getting the people cussing me out on the videos. It's the holidays. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So I've been trying to block 2 people so far, just today. And today is the 30th of November 2025. So don't ask me why people do that. I don't know. Alright. Don't worry, we'll take a closer look at the minifigure here. It's got a nice, looks like a sweater. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So he's the last missing link here for this. Got about 90% of this set. She's, you know, kind of taking a stroll there. And yeah, this looks like he might be like just a customer purchasing furniture. Okay, now we're going to be building a furniture dolly with the chair on it. Yeah, where do we start with this mess? So I've been trying to get a bunch of smaller reviews done. I got 3 reviews done the other day, just filmed. I haven't edited or anything yet. And what's kind of killing me is this big set. I'm starting to trip over it now, and I want to move on to some bigger and better items than this, to be honest with you here. And when you get to building the same set every day, it does get exhausting. So, but I've been surviving. I haven't really filmed any tutorials, not due to this. I just really haven't been coming up with any ideas in my head yet, so I do have some I need to edit. Haven't edited them yet. Matter of fact, I'm behind on editing and uploading. I've been filming more than anything else. So yeah, these little sets, they just take a lot of energy out of you here. That's like, we're going to be doing the roof on this guy, but I don't know. We're not even starting on it. You think we'd do the build first, then the accessories, unless Lego spaces it out. So that takes care of the little furniture dolly. We just basic construction there. Now we're going to tackle the chair. Yeah, it's the holidays, alright. I mean, I'm getting the negative comments. Oh, those are always fun. It's like, oh, I get to block more people today. Cool. I don't want to do that, but I have to, unfortunately. And yeah, I may sound a little whiny and cranky because I have a stuffy nose. Yeah, it's been windy here and kind of playing tricks on me. Have to say that because some kind of like, you sound angry. No, I'm just stuffed up today. Tired. It's a Sunday today. So they used the flippers in the back here for the chair. I mean, it's good if in a pinch, and we got a lot of flippers laying around that we could use. And Butterfingers today. And this just sits right on that peg right in the middle there. So just like that. And let's take a closer look here. Yeah, get used to this. This is how I'm doing the reviews in the long run. We all agree on one thing though, with the Lego stuff. Half the build, half the fun of this is building the model. Okay, now it looks like we're constructing the roof now, so we had to get through some accessories. There's some out there who, I was reading a blog post about somebody had received a used Lego set that was already built. And yes, the fun part is building the set yourself. But here's the deal, if somebody gave me a set that was already built, I would not be complaining about it. I'd be like, I'd smile and say thank you and be really appreciative over it. Then it's up to me to tear it apart and, well, build it. You know, I was reading something about that and I just thought, who in their right mind would complain about it? I was reading on it, it was like somebody had re-gifted old Legos, an old Lego set. And I mean, I have been given old Lego sets. Doesn't bother me one bit because all the stuff I get is the used Lego I got. You know, you don't know. And plus, I can build my own set. If I wanted a new copy and experience it, I would do that too. But they were just talking about how these parents were so ungrateful about it. About their kid getting a used Lego set. I prefer used Lego over new stuff. But when I was reading this blog post about it, I thought, man, it just, it sounds ungrateful, you know? I mean, I have a friend of mine who goes through Goodwill to buy his Lego, and it's all used. Some sets he buys that are partially built. He doesn't complain about it. I wouldn't complain about it if I got a used Lego set. I understand a lot of kids want to build it themselves, but, you know, for me, I'm just thankful I got a Lego set, you know. I don't care if it's used. But to each his or her own. But gotta find a 1x1 plate that goes there. It's just like this. Imagine me giving these away. Not that I would, Lego. I don't want you to take, especially for those who snoop on this channel. I mean, just be thankful I would give it to you instead of it just going into a parts bin. But imagine me giving this one away. Just give it to somebody and they complain about it. You know, that kind of thing. you know, I'd just be thankful that I had a set to build. I mean, it wouldn't bother me if it's used. I get more enjoyment out of looking at the old parts anyways, and I go down memory lane and stuff, and that kind of thing. Okay, now it looks like we're starting the second half here. But, you know, like I said, I'm trying not to make these ranty, but I saw that post, that blog post, and I just thought, who in their right mind would complain about this free stuff? And there's some people in the Ambassador Network that are like that too. They'll complain that it's a set they don't want. I get a lot of sets I don't want. Right? This one I don't mind. It's lengthy, it's small pieces, but I don't mind. There's some sets that I'll get, and I'm just like, oh, you know, they're part of a review package. And I'm thinking, well, it's here. I'm going to have to review it. So I just deal with it. It could still be a good build. I can't judge a book by its cover. But there's some out there who do just that, you know. But for me, if you get used Lego for Christmas, be very thankful, even if it's just some random box of bricks. As I'll tell you, like I said, a friend of mine, he goes through the second-hand stores buying Lego stuff, and he finds some hidden gems in there. Some pieces, they've been out of production for years. And I thought, man, I'd trade this new stuff in for that old stuff any day. Because older Lego to me has more character. You can tell it's well played with, you know. Or something like this, it'll just get parted out and may use only 5% of the build. You know? And then, yeah. So these two are going to get acquainted with each other. We'll set that right there. There we go. Not too bad, huh? Don't you dare fall off. Well, we're going to have to flip that over anyways. And now it looks like we're going to put a hinge at the bottom here. We're still building on the base, by the way. There we go. So they just use those hinges to kind of lock all that together. And that is a pivot. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention onto the walls here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's another cold, foggy day today. It's a good day to do some Lego building. Yes, they're really starting to regulate fire out here. They don't want us to burn fires in our fireplaces anymore. So you guys and gals who are in the States who are allowed to burn fires, I envy you. It's good old California. They just want to regulate everything we do here. Then they get mad because people are leaving the state. Well, yeah, I would too. I'm trying to get my bunch to leave for quite some time. You know, this might be a faucet or something. Part of a railing. This goes right here. Well, you know what? This might go to that rain gutter that's on the back there. We don't know yet. So it's not really a wall. I think this is just a trim around the roof. Well, that flew out of my hand. So my goal today is to get this set done and reviewed and just kind of scoot it out the door, because I really want to get into some other builds. I've already got 3 reviews out of 10. This is going to be the 4th. I keep a spreadsheet of all these review offers that I get. This is the 4th here. And I need to kind of get this one, like I said, moved out the door so I can focus on other creations than this. Like I said, when you're doing nothing but 1 by 1 and 1 by 2 pieces, it's just kind of annoying here. So it's got to be like that. And then this goes here. Well, yeah, that's not really going together well, is it? There we go. Just have to wiggle and jiggle that in. Yeah, and well, we're getting back to big stuff again. That's unusual. Oh yeah, be careful with this. It's kind of springy here. You know, I did forget some stuff at the bottom down here. Did I forget some stuff? Yeah, I did. I forgot to put in yeah, let me take a look here. I forgot to put in this plate here. So, I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, watch the videos all the way through, alright? These are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for review. Yeah, so I may make mistakes, not intentionally, but I got to keep you on your toes sometimes. So if I make a mistake, yeah, just watch the video, because I'm not so kind now. You know, I don't know. It's just, don't take this seriously here. Okay. Yeah, so we're just adding a little bit of a wall up here. Not too bad. I did get some requests for doing older sets. I can. I'm thinking about it. As long as I have them in inventory, I'll do them. I don't mind doing them. I just gotta scrounge up the time to do them, and right now it's gonna be kind of tough. But I'll survive. Sorry if my hand's in the way. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Okay, that's it for the roof part there. So looks like that part's done. Okay, now it looks like we're going to be adding maybe some plantery or greenery inside here. So let's get going with that. That's what I'm assuming, because we only have just little studs and things left here. Yeah, I'm finding out I don't see a lot of people doing this because they don't want to hear themselves talk. I don't blame you. I really don't. There we go. And just trying to come out with commentary, although I did have one of my viewers said he likes my commentary. It's always funny. Yeah, I kind of keep these on your... I kind of keep these just... Like I said, I want to make this channel more raw and like I'm talking to you, not just talking down to you and telling you how to put together a Lego set. That would not be fun at all. I mean, that's just kind of boring, so I don't do that. And make sure I don't forget anything here. Okay. But I do like building stuff and showing you guys and gals how to put things together and just to have fun here. Yeah, each one of these bags takes about 20-25 minutes to put together. It depends on how fast I'm working. I did read a comment though. Somebody had said they can build these a lot faster than me. Remember, I'm illustrating a build, so it's not like I'm sitting here just speed building through this. And two, I looked at the guy's YouTube channel. He left his history open. He's into really a lot of the speed builds. So yeah, that's probably why you're not used to seeing this. I'm the only one that's doing these full-length builds right now. Because everybody wants this. We're done in 5 seconds. And look, it looks cool, right? I've done videos like that too. They do make a lot of views, but won't do you any good. So now we're going to be adding the plants into here. We're going to have to be careful. Okay, we need the dark, we need the light purple, dark pink, whatever you want to call that. And so we got some flowers in here, and then they have a stud and then a leaf here, like that, and this goes on the other side, so we got to do that twice, except I got that backwards. Whoopsie. Well, that's okay. We can survive that. Yeah, I can't wait to release the set and see what you guys and gals think of it. I mean, it's not bad for what it is. It's just lots of small little pieces. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I messed up. And that's kind of annoying when Lego puts these different color leaves in here. You need the lighter green at the bottom. Does it really matter? No. I would put the lighter green on top and use the dark as a shadow, but sometimes the creators, it's like, what are they thinking sometimes? You know? So now we got to make 3 of these little flowers. And then this goes right here. Sorry if my hands are in the way again. Why do I keep mentioning that? Because, like I said, some have complained about it. I can't prevent it. Alright, it shows 2 of them. Oh, they left that one out there. They go right above, essentially, they go right above this one in that area on that 1x2 rounded plate. Yeah, so if you really like your 1x1 and 1x2 diet, here you go. You could knock yourself out. Yeah, let's see here. Looks like I have the dark purple at the bottom, or the dark pink, or whatever it is. Yeah, if you have arthritis, I send my condolences. This is not a friendly set for that. So make sure you take a lot of painkillers if you don't want to have the achy hands. Okay. Kind of move that around a little bit. Yeah, last night everybody was just caked on Fortnite last night. I was getting on a call and I just kind of was like, these guys actually pay to play the game, where I'm not paying for that. Not for something that's the product that's buggy. Okay, now we're building some kind of a lattice here. Even though the plumber is trying his best to fix it, the tap is still not working. So that is a water faucet that goes up to the water garden, and they're using this as a piece of lattice. But this piece would be great for like a headboard or a ladder for a bunk bed. Where was this when I was building a tiny house? That would have worked perfectly to get a couple of those. Well, if I can get a couple of them, I only need a few of them, maybe about no more than 5. Or just put some clips and put them on the ground. They make nice little landscape or garden fencing too. Well, that kind of thing. I know I did read one of the comments though. Somebody said I always give good inspiration for builds. That's the beauty about doing this style of build here, is that I can talk to you and we can discuss on what these parts could be used for. Because I know there's going to be some people that are going to be interested in these pieces. They're going to be like, Jay, where do I get those at? Where can I find them? You know, can I buy these somewhere? Okay, and looks like these go right in these holes, right there. That's a nice little trellis for some plants. Yeah, that's what it does. It sits right in there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Add some color to the top of the roof. But oh no, we're not done, because we got a ladybug tile we got to put in there. So we'll put that right on this flower here. And then that's it for that. And let's make sure we have one of these, each of these little parts here. Now we have an extra propeller, so I'm not sure where that goes. We'll have to check our work here. That's what we have remaining for the build. I don't remember using this, so this might go to the water faucet. Let me take a look here. Put those in the spare parts bin. Yeah. Don't forget what I did. this goes on the top, and this goes right here. Like that. That's a nice little garden roof, isn't it? And, well, we're not done with that yet. Alright, let's move on to bag 24. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help because those pieces will come in handy. Well, those funds will come in handy for parts to make more awesome tutorials. That's always a big help. Thank you to my Rebrickable customers for taking a look at my profile on Rebrickable and purchasing a building guide or two. That's always a big help as well. And in addition to those who take the time to comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, the subscriber count on this channel has been going up a little bit, so that's even better. And yes, you guessed it, more small parts. I may run out of memory card before I could even do the review. I thought this one only would have one. So at least when I do this style of build here, we get to see what we have in here. We only got one bag and we got all these little parts. What can we possibly put in here? I mean, we've got the roof here. We don't know yet. So it looks like now we're building a little tower with as many small parts as we possibly can. I'm going to tell you right now, though, when I do the review on this, I'm going to mention how many, there's just so many small parts in here. And I know there's going to be some that are just going to go googly eye on this. Hey, you like this set? That's cool. It's a good build. It's just, if you're not into little small stuff like this, yeah, I will 100% understand. Because I'd say about 2/3 of the set is 1x1s and 1x2s. We really haven't done anything with big parts. We've seen them. Lego has reintroduced some of the old retired parts in this set, like the 1x8 sand green and the profile bricks and stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably one of the modules that's got a lot of detail, but it's just lots of little parts. Little pieces. Alright. So far so good, but this is what you're supposed to look like at the bottom there. I think they're using these as little decorations. Tonight we're going to have some old school fried chicken for dinner, so yeah, it's like, okay, let me get this done real quick and then we'll get that going. I just want to get, even if I get it built, I got a note, I got 15 more minutes left on the memory card, so hopefully that's just enough here. But with all the small parts, this may take another 30 minutes. So, who's to say? I just need about 20 minutes for the review. Most of the review is going to be hand cammed on this one. I'm going to do close-ups and stuff. Oh yeah, speaking of Rebrickable earlier, I'm starting to fulfill requests now. So if you've asked for a building guide and you were patient enough, they'll be up there as soon as possible. I just got done with the gift box that I had maybe a year or two ago. Somebody asked me if they could buy the building guide. They didn't want to hunt around for all the parts. I don't blame you. So I did just that, and they had bought a copy of it, so that's even better. It's like $1.50. I mean, I sell this stuff cheap because you're just buying a PDF. You know, it's just basically an archive, and most people don't get with Patreon. Patreon is archive. It's an archive of my work. And if I don't have something, you can always ask, but ask me on Patreon so I can verify it. All right. Got some of these little arches here. So that's what we're doing right now. But I mean, the building guides, they do take some time. I'm not going to lie, they're not that easy to do. We don't need that one. I don't need this guy here. We'll set those there. Okay, looks like I'm finding nothing but a bunch of those. I could use them for decorative pieces for buildings. Okay. Oh, no, we're not done yet. Make sure these front pieces are facing out, because I think it's critical because these are facing perpendicular to them. Yeah, I was trying to get my family to go out for a walk, and they don't want to go walking. All I kept getting is it's too cold outside, and it's like in the 40s right now, but I thought, well, that's the best time to do it. Well, I guess most people would rather be inside. I was outside earlier today working on some stuff. I don't think it really matters. And these go, oh, I see, they go right inside the holders. Okay, like that. Okay. Yeah. I can't wait to get this set done. It's not miserable, I'm just kind of getting exhausted with it. Is this a collaborative build? I'm really hoping it is. But as you notice, bag 24 we're going to have to put back onto here. If Lego made this separate, I'd say it would be fine. I'm going to say up to 3 people could build this. So one person would be down here. 2, 3, and 4, maybe 5. I'm going to say 4 people would be fine with this. Is the sun trying to peek out today? I like it when it's cold and gloomy outside. Yeah, that's always nice weather. We don't see it very often out here. Let me flip it back over again. Oh, it's something we don't see very often is red slopes, especially dark red. Those corner pieces are cool. And that's just barely tacked in there, huh? They just sit right inside this tube. This is probably a little birdhouse. And then a jumper plate goes on the top. Just be very careful on how you make this work. There we go. I think that's what that is. I think that's a birdhouse. Kind of cool for a birdhouse. And then the birdhouse sits right in this corner, right there, with the perches facing inward right here. I mean, it's strong once it's put in there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, looks like now we're putting in some accessories and some stuff down here. Let's take care of the accessories first. I got to keep tabs on the card. I got 10 minutes. We got a watering can here. Because the plumber hasn't fixed the pipe because the rat with the rat tail decided to steal the piece. So he wraps the pipe with asbestos to keep the pipe extra safe so the rat doesn't get a hold of it. You know. Looks like you get yourself a pigeon in here. Somebody got mad at me on a Lego set because I didn't mention these. So there you go. There's your pigeon. Or your dove. Yeah, I can't cover everything in these sets here. So I'm just going to set him right on here. We should have done this beforehand, Lego, because sorry, I got to get my hands in the way because I'm a righty, not a lefty, and I can't still get him in here. This thing wants to turn. You should have put this on here, Lego, when we had the chance, not put it on afterwards. So like that. Okay. Alright. So we have one pigeon or Pidgey, depends on what game you're playing, excuse me. And then we need a ton of these. And then now we're going to focus our attention here. Yeah, so it's this last step here is, let's start sorting parts. It's all small stuff. this last bag, I mean, we're doing the most possible smallest parts we can think of here. Just to put stuff like this on here, it's going to take some time. If you are looking for a very fast set to build, this one's not for you. I'm going to kid you not. I always even mention it in the review. If you're looking for something that you can get done in 10 minutes, stay away from this one. This one is not meant for speed building by any means, unless you're going to purposely make videos on that. Some people call them time-lapse videos. I mean, I could do it on this. If I did time-lapse videos, I would just mark it as entertainment, and that would be it. I wouldn't even bother with the commentary. Well, you wouldn't be able to get commentary anyways. It'd be all just, whoops, that's not supposed to go there. All just scripted. Yeah, Lego, I think you could have chilled out a little bit on the small parts in this one. I mean, there's just so much of them. Like, I'm literally just pulling out just literally 1x1s, and I mean, like a 1x3 is like a treat now in this thing, because that's what I rarely ever see, or a 1x4. And I think Lego just went a little hardcore crazy on this one here in terms of the smallest part they can think of. Trying to find some more of these. Oh, I grabbed the wrong color. I figured. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you now. I'm starting to get kind of bored because all I'm doing is pulling out 1x1s. This one's starting to get a little exhausting now. I like the bigger pieces. They're easy to grab, and you could build something up pretty quick. Where it's just like everything here is just like little stuff. 1x1s and 1x2s are just kind of what you're looking forward to here. Put that there. Put those, I'll just group them all together right now because I'm running out of space up here. Why not? We're too busy trying to use the most smallest possible parts. Hey, we might be here to the memory card. I may run out of memory card space before I can even do the review today, because I really want to get this one. This one's actually due this week, and I'm literally just trying to find clips. There's like 4 different styles of clips in this, and what's the age range on this? Oh, I got the lid here. Let's see here. It should be 18 plus. Yeah. I'm thinking even an 18-year-old can put this together without pulling their hair out. Yeah. And we're also not doing the most desirable color too, because gray's kind of bland. I live in an area where we don't have tall buildings, let alone gardens on the roof, unless it's moss or leaves or something, but that's pretty much what it is. Hope he survived that. That took a while. We were just sorting out parts more than anything here. Alright. Because I know I'm going to have to switch memory cards. It took us like 3 or 4 minutes just to sort all that out. And then now we got to add some plates on top of that. And you guessed it, it's more 1x1s and 1x2s. They could have put a 1x4 in there. I don't get it. I think Lego was... I think what they were trying to do is make it seem like you're getting a heck of a deal on... Like, wow, this modular's got 3,400 pieces. Dude, I got to get that. Because it sounds big, right? Oh, it's got 3,400 pieces. And when you start building it, it's like... Not so fast. You're not putting together 3,400 pieces. You're literally mining for every 3,400 pieces. I'd say about 3,000 of these are just are just small ones that we're just literally just kind of scrounging for here. Okay, I need to get a jumper plate. I didn't see any of those. I'm finding everything else right now. Oh, here it is. Oh wow, we got a 1x3 in their Lego, really? Well, that's unusual. But where does that go? Okay, I see. I see where that goes. Okay. Waiting to hear the camera go beep, 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 telling me the memory card's full. I don't even know if this thing even has an alarm on it or yet. Let's see if we can wrap up the step here before it does. I may not even get to it because it's just so many little pieces to literally just go through here. We're just literally just piecing this together. I thought, okay, I got 40 minutes on this card. It shouldn't be that bad. You know, we should be able to get this done quickly and swiftly, but no. And that's it for that. Because the next one is a lot more smaller pieces. And let's see here. I got 2 minutes left. It's a good time as any to take a breather. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And I have 51 minutes left on this one. Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of small parts to put in there, huh? And we got to make 12 of these little boogers here. I'll show you here. Yeah, it's you are just messing with the most smallest possible parts in this whole entire build. I know somebody's going to get tired of hearing me complain about it, but you got to make that right there. And you got to make 12 of those and stick them in there, and they got to be perpendicular to the sides. You got to go like that. Yeah, so if you're looking for something with a lot of detail, yeah, this set, I'm not going to lie, it has a lot of detail. It's just, it's a lot of detail, but it's also a lot of busy work. You're going to be lining up a bunch of 1x1s. I'm just kind of getting tired of working on it. And it's like, I think they were, I mean, if this was a group build, I don't think this was ever intended to be a group build. It's possible if you had 4 people to help put this together, but when you're putting accessories back on the first level, I don't think this was ever intended to do that. So if it's not a group build, it's just you're going to be here. Lego was trying to give you a really good experience, but getting those lined up is not too fun. Alright, so I'm hoping to get this thing reviewed today. I doubt it now. We're still working. I thought this roof piece is going to be real quick. I have a feeling I'm going to be burning up the whole entire memory card on just this alone, and then I'll have to stop for an hour, try to get everything cleaned off just so I can come back and film the last probably 30 or so minutes of the review on this here. And yeah, it's literally we're really just putting one little piece in at a time. If you have a helper to help you out with this, this wouldn't be too bad. But let's do it like that, because I can't see vertical, or I can see horizontal lines but not vertical very well, so now I can tell that these are straight, and they most likely are. Some need to be straightened out a little bit. I don't know if a tile would go in between those. No, a little too loose. They're just tacked in, you know. I mean, we've already got 8 made here. That's not bad. So you barely move it and it just rotates and turns, and yeah. Is that where that's supposed to go? No, that's not where it's supposed to go. My bad. It's supposed. Okay, so all these go strictly into clips. So that's a good hint. Don't put them in the tubes. Put them in the clips. I can't wait to read the comments on these videos. Just to see. Jay, I can't put that together. That's just too many small parts. Yeah. I mean, it's the only way to get a lot of detail is by really small parts, but this set here I think went a little overkill. I know we did the Tudor corner. That one wasn't too bad, but it had some small parts, but I think this one here, I think Lego was just trying to make it sound like this is the biggest modular. You got a lot of parts. And all the parts are just basically 1x1s and 1x2s. And studs and stuff. Yeah, these are a little hard to line up, but that's what you're at so far right there. And yeah, let's see here. We're doing something with some bigger pieces now. It looks like it's some kind of a pulley here. Hey, at least we don't have any strings to tie. That's even better. Oh, there's another bird in here. Another pigeon, a white one. One could be a dove and the other one could be a pigeon. And they have a pulley on this here. It's kind of odd to see that on here. And that sits right here, maybe to hoist the furniture up inside the building. Okay, and then we just plop this down. That should secure that in there pretty good. And then we have two half round tiles. That's a nice little patio area to relax, huh? Okay, this sits on the top. And then now you're going to have to go back and you're going to need to secure all these here, or not secure them, but just use these and put them right behind these sticks here. So it should be easier to line all that up. Whoa, 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 no, 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 not like that. Whoopsie. Let me pull that out, which probably means I'm going to have to tear it all apart to get one piece out. See, you barely touch these things and they'll turn. And I was looking at the thing and it doesn't look right. No, these got to go on top, like that. All right. If I knew this was going to take this long, I would have split this up another day. But I kind of want to get going on reviewing this one so I can release it on time. And then I'll start doing all the build installments with it. Okay, so it'd be it's a lot better. So it'll take 11 days to release everything. Because I'll double the review up with part 1. Because the review will be on the main channel, and this would be on the second. And yeah, that's not too bad for decorative trim there, but that was a little tedious. That was not fun. Okay, now it looks like we're taking some foam bases and we're making some kind of a decorative stuff to go right here. Kind of want to see what goes on the hook there, but I don't see anything else. There we go. There we go, just like that. Alright, anything else that's surprising in here? Okay, we got to make a corner one that goes here. The good thing about if you ever want to get into custom modulars is you only have to focus on the front and back. unless you're not having a back alley. But the thing about modular building is you don't have to have a lot of fancy bricks to finish up the sides and stuff. So that's what they want there, and then this goes here. Modulars are not too bad. I just, yeah, it's a very long walk to that end of that line, huh? We're almost at the end of the line with this at EOL. End of the line. Well, we must be getting somewhere, because now we got to put the roof on the top here. So I think we're done with the roof. Okay, but let me make sure here before I say that it's done. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, so this goes on the top here. No, I'm just going to move the camera. It'd be easier. Somebody did say something about I moved the camera too much, which is probably 3 times in the whole video. I'm like, I just put my hand out. I'm like, cough up the dough. I just have one camera right now. Alright, let's make sure that's snapped on. And yeah, this will be on a turntable when I take a tour. I mean, it looks like we're done here. Pretty interesting in the back. So I think we're done with this. You got this nice walkway. That's a nice little patio to be on the top. And I'm hitting the minifigure and stuff here. Alright, so after we're done with that, oh, we're not done with this. So I'm going to have to keep this in frame here. We're not done with this yet. Right now we need to make 2 of something. Oh. Okay. Now we got to put accessories back on here. I'm going to say this is not a collaborative build by any means. I think Lego was just trying to drag, this is just dragged out. I think what Lego was trying to do though is making it seem like you're getting a lot of parts for a single person build. And just literally stretching this one out to the very end. Like the accessories on the bottom could have been done and we could have stacked these on here like it looks like this was just an afterthought, like, oops, we forgot a part, so we're going to put these in here now. This would have been a lot easier if we didn't have all this stuff around it. So I don't like the way this thing's ordered. So it looks like now in bag 24 we were just finishing up the roof. It's like, okay, now we better put all the parts in we haven't finished yet. So we got that in there. So that's good. Alright, let's see here. We don't have a lot left to do. It's all accessories now. Okay, what else are we missing? Okay, we're missing the one right down here. Okay, these guys are getting kind of crunched in there. I'm going to say Lego couldn't use a bigger piece for this, but no, you were using an odd number. Okay, I got you. Yeah, my stomach is growling right now, but I want to get this thing done here, but I have a feeling I'll have to do the rest after dinner because I'm running out of memory card space and I'm running out of patience right now. Oh, wait a minute, I messed up. I'm kind of getting tired of working on this silly thing at this point. There's supposed to be studs in the middle of this, not tiles. Alright, let's just pop those off and make the corrections. Yeah, this everything is just twisting and turning at this point. It's just the littlest possible parts. Alright. Yeah, I got to think of something to do for Christmas time. We were kind of looking at cabins for rent. We found some places, but I keep whacking into this silly thing. We're looking at for cabins to rent, but I don't think we're going to find one in time. There are some that were just kind of weird, like each bedroom had its own sink. And one of the bedrooms didn't have a sink, but it had a toilet. So I don't know if they were trying to repurpose bathroom space in this place or not. I just don't know what they were doing, but I thought that's kind of odd. Where's that supposed to go? Oh, I put it upside down. Yeah. I'm going to say with the very end here, we're putting this stuff on last. I'm dinging it down to a 6. I think they just kind of just threw whatever. I think the last bag, they were just trying to figure out what parts they were missing out of this and said, let's just throw some more in here and make it out of order. This would have been a lot easier if these were separate. But I am doing exactly how the book shows it. That's part of the build experience. The build experience, though, it was fun at the beginning, but it started getting exhausting with the smaller parts. When I do the tour or the thing about, I'm going to mention it and just say, hey, it's just the abundance amount of small parts with this. Everything just feels like it's just barely tacked in. And yeah, like these flags are supposed to be flags right on here. I mean, this would have been better. You know, if these flags are on here and you take these off, this thing's going to disintegrate. We got to make 2 of these. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me make sure here real quick. Let me check something. Oh, I forgot to put the holders on that. We're still not done with this yet. Jay, you can survive. You're almost done. I know, right? If I were writing up the building guide and I saw this, if I was their proofreader, they're revising this, I would have been just angry on how it was laid out. That's what your flags are supposed to look like. And then these snap in here. No, that would sit flat. So I think. We'll find out. And if those fall off, then we'll mention it, though. I don't know. Let me take a look. Yeah, it might be finer. You can always move the flags like this if you want to set it down, but every little piece you tack on after this point is more like just a piece that's going to fall off and get lost. You know, I can't wait to read the comments. Jay, you're being hard. You know, like this. Like, how am I supposed to get this in here? You got to have like child hands to put this in here. I don't know how I did, but I got it in there. It just feels like these things are about to break off. But I got it in. Whew, that was not fun. Alright, now move some of these figures out of the way here. We got to put the fire hydrant in. This should have been put in a while ago, but they didn't do that. Yes, I nitpick on things like this because something small as this should have been done at towards the end of the first layer. Of course, we got ourselves a pigeon sitting on top like that. But I'm going to turn them like that so when we do the whole thing, so he can wait there so the kids can throw breadcrumbs at him so he can get well fed. And then we have a vine piece. Okay, be very careful. There's a lot of little stuff here. There's a cookie here. Some kid lost their cookie. And then this one here shows the vine going in here. Oh, I see. There's a clip here. Well, I guess that came apart putting that in there, huh? Put that in like that. I can't even get that back in now. Do I have to give it a lower grade? I don't know how I'm going to set this up somewhere so I don't get the parts whacked off. Okay. Okay, now it looks like we're putting together the, looks like a little water fountain in the front here. It's a nice little accessory piece you could use for your city. Make a bunch of them, put them around town. Okay, that's where that last arch piece went, right in here. But we're going to put, alright. Yeah, 1x1s and 1x2s. At least that's a little bigger. At least this was a 4x4. I mean, that's unusual. Or you know what, this could be just a statue here. Nothing special, like a little seating area that you could sit by the statue with the dog on there. Maybe it's dog friendly. Okay, and then now you got to take all these guys out of here. And you see how I'm whacking into these? Yeah, like I'm going to give this thing a flat out 6. I'm kind of tired of the small parts. Everything just keeps falling off at this point. I think we were just... I don't think this is meant to be played with. I think this is just meant to just sit. And then now we're going to be focusing on the lamp post. We don't have a lot of parts left, but it's got me worried because we still got some here. It's like one of each. So, and this goes, let's just take everybody off here now. And that's the lamp post right down there. Now I can't go any further than this, folks, so you know, if you're looking for a complete walkthrough, I'm sorry. I'll miss things on this one here. And let's see if there's any more stuff here. No, that's it. We're finally done. I mean, look at all the small parts they give you right there. It's all 1x1s and 1x2s. Maybe the 10's got a little bit more. I mean, we're literally just piecing this whole thing together. Making sure. I got to be careful. These right here are very rare. They finally re-released these, and these right here. So those are cool. But yeah, you're getting a lot of small parts in here with this set. It's just kind of a shame though that they could have narrowed this down here. I can't. Oh yeah, I can show that page. All right, and that's it. It's a lot of small stuff. And this one here, reviewing it, it's going to be mostly hand cam. So it's not like I'm going to need the big camera for this one, just for the initial stuff. I could probably use, maybe I could bring each floor up, but this one's going to be the hardest one to move around. That's what we have remaining there for the build. Okay, now I need to start setting this up, and I'm probably going to run out of memory card space. This thing's pretty tall, but I don't think it's... I could put the turntable in here. Alright, the turntable's good, and I'm going to be honest with you. If you get yourself a turntable, I'll show you the brand here. I'm not sponsored by them, but I use it a lot. That's the name of that right there. What is that? OXO? Something fail? Yep, this. Yeah, I'll keep my opinions for until the review. Yeah, but that's what I use. I always recommend using a turntable. Picking this thing up, how do we do it? Let's see here. This is setting up, by the way. I'm just going to have to slide it off the workbench and transplant it over. Remember the cafe corner? That was the first module that Lego ever made. It was very basic for its time. It wasn't nothing special, but it's cool. It's still cool today. If your city's got cafe corner in it, you're fine. cafe corner was just that, a skin. It was just meant for Lego city builders to put in their city. It was never meant to be a playable model. This one here, compared to that, this has got a lot of wow factor to it, but I'm just trying to pick up some stuff here. We should have 7 minifigures, and yeah, I will cover all the minifigures in the build. This will just be part of the thing here. I'll just set that there. Yeah, it's big. It's big, and it's got lots of little parts in it too. So if you're looking for something with very small parts, good luck. The newer sets, that's all they have now. Lego has kind of went crazy on them, and matter of fact, that's backed out all the way. This is going to be one of those sets I'm going to have to drag out 20 feet just to make it work. Alright, you know, up here I'm going to have to drop the table down. That's why I call them setting up. And like I said, I'm going to run out of memory cards, so I'm going to have to edit some video first. I'm working on one now. I got like 20 minutes left, so I can proof it. That's not good. We don't want that sliding down and falling off. Even on a soft sofa, it would still give me problems. There we go. Now, why don't I ever leave it like that? I just don't. This thing's actually notched for this. But back before I had roommates and stuff, this was just another spare bedroom in the house. And then I had roommates. Then it was me again. Now I have family living with me. So I don't have a lot of space for this stuff anymore. Now it's a lot better. That's the only downside of having family living here. But I think I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. Just going to set it up just so we can kind of take a quick look here at it. Because you can see how it's kind of angled down. I need to, you know. So, it would be nice if they added a little ice cream cart instead of a furniture dolly here with it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of set up some of the minifigures here. Justin Bieber. We'll put the twins together so the furniture cart can run into them. I mean, it's not a bad set. It's just I mean, like this is the furniture maker here. We'll set her right there. With everything studded at the bottom. Now I have to remember though, when I do the tour on this, I'm going to have to show that there is the sidewalk piece that comes out. Then we have this random hat here. I'll keep that over here because I'm not going to need that right now. Let me put that over here instead. We'll do that when we get to the minifigures. And then we have this random person. Where does he go? I'm running out of space here. There's just a lot of stuff here. We'll put him by the pigeon so the pigeon could peck at his shoulder. Oh, I thought she was anchored down to the stud. Maybe she's not. Lots of accessories. At least we get accessories. I can't complain there. Yeah, this one doesn't have a lot of street room. Yeah. And then everything's starting to fall down. I'm going to tell you guys and gals, once I get this booger out of here, it's going on display, then I'm going to part it out. For those who kind of freak out over me parting out sets, I don't have space to keep them all. But that's essentially what it is. And yeah, we're pretty much done here. So the summation of the thoughts for this video is going to be the review, of course. But bags 23 and 24 pretty much is just like finishing up the roof and a bunch of leftovers I think Lego forgot. Just a lot of abundance amount of pieces. We had a few scratch transparent parts. Parts kind of came off here and there. These accessory pieces will fall off. I'd say this is just meant to set in your city and have a road in front of it or a train and just enjoy it. I don't think this is really meant to play with. Now if you want to, you can put lights in there. It would be really cool. But it's kind of dark inside. But for me personally, it looks nice when it's done. I mean, I enjoyed putting it together. It's just, it was kind of exhausting with all the small parts. So I think what I'm going to do is, in this order, is I'm going to do the review. I'm going to change the camera. I'm going to do the review on it. Do the 360 spin, minifigures, and then we'll do close-up shots on the interior. I think it'd be a lot better going in with the hand cam and using the ring light and get some light in there. But I think honestly it's not a bad one. But I got about 20 minutes. I need about 15, so I think I have enough to film the whole thing. Well, yeah. Well, here's the formal review. Well, it looks like the gang is all here in front of the shopping street modular, and it looks pretty cool. As you can see, we got a lot of details here. So right here we have ourselves a music shop. We got a furniture shop over here on the right hand side. And here we have, I believe, is supposed to be a carpentry shop for the furniture, and we have a continuation here for the music shop. And up here we have a upstairs apartment, and of course we have the roof pieces. This one here is more like a roof patio, and we got like a little birdhouse and stuff. And don't worry, we'll take a closer look at all the details and features here in a bit. This side here, of course, you're going to have another modular face in this. So this is not really appealing, but you know, who cares about that? Here's the back side, and this is more like the back alley. The only thing I wish that was done here was this is more filled in. This looks more like a backyard than anything else, but this should have been more just concreted in with some tiles. We also got ourselves a little dumpster here with a chair that should not be thrown away, but that's what Lego said to do with it. Throw it in there. I guess it's not good enough for the minifigures anymore. Now they want the fancy brick-built chairs. We also have a rat that's still a piece of pipe here. And no, that's not a piece of asbestos. I think it is. It could be. We don't know. It looks like somebody was doing a quick fix on that. And this piece of sidewalk here does come out. We'll do that here in the latter part of the tour. And of course we got this side here, which you have to pretty much attach into the building to cover that up. Or you could just add another facade on this to clean it up a bit. And yeah, an exploded tour is not that good. Well, we got to take a closer look at this. There's just so much to see. Here on top of the fire hydrant we have ourselves a pigeon with a cookie. Maybe one of the kids dropped it. We do have 7 minifigures in total. Got the plumber in the back. Looks like these two here. This lady here is probably a shopper. This guy looks like he's a shop owner. Got a little fountain here, and this gal here. We got the twins. I think this person here on the right is Justin Bieber. I'm not too sure. They both got ice cream, and boy, that looks good, doesn't it? Not too bad at all. And it does come with a nice set of minifigures for this set. I will try my best to keep everything pretty stable here. Let's pop all these out of here, and I'm going to do this all ad lib right now to make it extra shaky for your entertainment. Well, that guy can take a nap then. So what we have here is a little furniture cart, and that's pretty cool. A nice little hand truck to move the furniture around with a chair on the top. But we want to take a look at the modular, and that right there is printed. That's a keeper. I may see if I can find a few more. Now some of these glass pieces came in heavily scratched, like this one here. I'm just kind of ashamed about that, or I think Lego should be ashamed of that because it's just rather tacky to have scratch windows. Doors do open up. The sidewalk here is hiding a secret. We'll take a look at that in the close-up shots here. Right now we're just kind of taking a look at the exterior. And the music shop here with a bugle, a horn. I'm not into music, so I have no clue what that is. Look at all the detail though, but there's a lot of small pieces used in this set, and it'll test your patience putting this one together. Little tower on top. At first I thought that was a bell tower, but it's just some sort of little tower there. And yes, you can have access to all that too. Here's the little roof deck with the watering can and some flowers and a birdhouse. That's pretty cool right there. And yeah, take a look at the back side, and yeah, there's not a whole lot here. You got these pieces here and stuff, so it's just meant to have another building on the side of it. But here's the back here. There's that dumpster and that rat. Apparently he stole this pipe from over here. That's why he got a bandage on there, but it could be asbestos, we don't know. We're going to have to get that properly taken care of. We got some flowers, and looks like we got ourselves some kind of little birdhouse here, or maybe a mailbox. This could be for a carrier pigeon. Got some ivy up here growing off to the side. Nothing on this portion of the roof. Let's see if I can remove this here. I think there's a way of taking this out. This just pops out of here like this. It's hard to do this one-handed. That's why we need the plumber here. Well, if I can get that out of there. Yeah, my crude reviews, at least I don't script them. Everything you see here is, well, let me go on this side here, is all ad lib. I don't do that. Okay, well, that's what that is. Take a look in there. Yeah, there's more than just a leak. It looks like a fish pond and like a swimming pool. Well, it's kind of dark in there. Let's take these floors off and we'll take a closer look at that. Okay, that's much better. Now we can see all the water in there. So yeah, there is a leak. And of course, the plumber can just say he fixed it by putting this back on the top. So now, let's see if we can get that back in there. I think it's just easier to bring it in this way and slide it in. See if I can get that in there. It's kind of a tight fit getting this in here. I know you all want to see the inside, but we got to fix the leak first. Okay. I am not sure how that goes back in. I got it out, but you know that old saying, you can take it apart, but you can't put it back together. There we go, got that back in there. Best thing is just to leave that in there and not move that out. Alright, so here we're going to start with the furniture shop first. And it's pretty cozy. Let me get this closer here where I can get in there and show you. And yeah, it's pretty much just selling chairs. We got some fabric samples there. And a little cashier's counter. And a little display area. Not too bad. I mean, yeah, you can get your hand in there. It's pretty deep, but an adult hand could fit in there, so I'm sure a child could easily put their hands in there too. And here we have the music shop. There's a close-up of the horn. Most of these instruments, pretty much all of them, are all brick built. Now, I don't know the names of my musical instruments, so like, I keep thinking this one's a tuba. I think that might be a French horn. I don't know. And let's take a look here. I also got one of these hats. I think I have it over here. It comes with two of them for the twins. That's what one of these looks like right here. So you got a bunch of instruments in here. This is actually the biggest of the two shops. Looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? And I like these stairs. These are kind of cool, actually. And these are just held in with a clip and stuff. But, I mean, look at that. That looks really cool. Now, I can see those being used inside of a Victorian house. Would look really cool. And, yeah, this is the first floor. And I'm pretty pleased with the detail. It's packed. And you always hear me use the word clutter. And both these buildings are pretty cluttered up, which is good because it looks lived in. It looks like you got a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't look bare and dingy, although I wish we'd had something put right here, maybe a window or something, but not too bad for the first floor. Here's the second floor, and right back in the music shop. These stairs continue up to here, and got ourselves a door. It takes you through the hallway into the carpentry shop. We'll take a look at that in a bit. This other door here, this opens up, and this will take you through another set of stairs. So they continue the stair pattern up to the third floor apartment, which is really cool. And more musical instruments right there. And a little area here, like a little porch or a patio or terrace. Be kind of hard to get a minifigure in there, but it's a nice view of the outside through those windows. Too bad the camera can't get any closer to that. Looks like we got ourselves a little lectern with a love note on it. And yeah, and this door here does open up. And this takes you into the little carpentry shop here. It's like we're making more chairs. Maybe that's the specialty, is the chairs in this set. We also got a set of lumber and a plant. I like that little vise for that workbench. That's really cool. And doesn't that look familiar, that wooden duck set? And there he is right there. Looks like someone's working on a secret project. And yeah, this is the one with the carrier pigeons, and these windows do open up. I think these here do open up too. Despite they have plants, they actually do open up. But as you can see though, there's a lot of detail in here. I mean, there's just so much to look at. And we've got furniture in here. We have access to all the floors. Really cool. And yeah, not too bad at all. Here's the stairs. They continue up to the third floor apartment, which looks more like a studio apartment. We have ourselves a little bed and a plant. This door here takes you out to the patio, or the roof terrace. So there's the angle of that birdhouse. So you can open that up too. With some fresh air in there. You got a nice view to see down below. And they have these bookshelves integrated in between the windows, and these are pretty cool, but these did fall apart a few times. I was putting them in. And yeah, we'll take a look at what's behind that door here in a second. That chair keeps rattling. This whole thing is rattling. I need to grease this turntable a bit. So we got ourselves a comfy chair and a little radio, a little coffee table. And what's behind this door here? Is it a closet? No, it's a bathroom, and the first thing you see is a toilet. Here's the top view of that, and it's a bit of a tight fit in there, and you got yourself a little sink. And there's not a whole lot I can do about the rattling noise. Just have to bear with it here. And a little mirror on the top. There's no shower though, unfortunately. So it's just a half bath. Got some toilet paper in there, and that's about it. So even with the door closed, it's Get pretty claustrophobic in there. And yeah, everybody's going to see you in there too. There's just a lot of windows for a bathroom. This would have been better as a little sitting room or maybe a little kitchen or something. But at least we have a place to go. But if you're on the first floor and you got to go to the bathroom, we got a long ways to walk up here. And here is the roof deck. So you do get some plants up here, a little trellis for the plants and a watering can, and there's the water faucet to turn on, but apparently the rat chewed through the pipe and stole the pipe, so we got to drink the asbestos tainted water. We don't know yet. But for the most part though, it's nicely laid out. These little pieces here were kind of hard to line up, as you can see here. So lots of little parts went into this one. Well, just to save myself some time, I'm going to put the roof on it now. Now, putting these sections on, especially one-handed, could be a bit of a chore. So snapping these on each level, it could be a bit risky. I'm always afraid something's going to break off here. But I like these windows here. They use the feather pieces and some handlebars, especially over here above the door, which is pretty cool. Too bad they don't have a horseshoe up there for good luck. Use some more handlebars here for the top of the roof trim. That's not too bad. Too bad you couldn't put anything else up here. I'm sure you could, or if you had another modular here, you could use this for roof access. And yeah, so here's the top of this. Kind of spins around a little bit, but we've got to be careful. We've got a thing here for the lightning to attract to it. That's how we power up all those lights inside. But all in all though, I mean, it's got a lot of detail on the front and in the interior. The back not so much, but that's supposed to be like alley access and stuff. And it's not too bad for what it is. If you're looking for something to put in your city, I'm sure this will fit the bill. Everything's printed. I'm satisfied with the final outcome of this set, but there was a lot of small pieces and such. Well, here are my thoughts on this build. Let's start the review with build quality. I'm going to say the construction of this set is average. I did have some pieces fall off while building the set, and in addition, some of these accessory pieces, like these flags, will come off. Had them fall off a few times. Putting these vines on, this one right here would come off if you're not careful, so you have to like pinch this area. And some of these railings here you have to line up. So everything is just more or less tacked together. So I'd say the quality on this is just your average everyday Lego built set. Now my build experience was also pretty good at the beginning. The set was fun to put together. Even with all the tiling, it wasn't too bad. Where it got repetitious on this set is all the abundance amount of small 1x1 and 1x2 pieces you're putting on here. It's mostly just small parts. And it does add a lot of detail to the build, but it can get pretty tedious and repetitive after a while. So if you're not a fan of small pieces, this set is probably not going to be for you. Even I was about to pull out my hair putting all the small parts on here, but it is manageable after a while. But for me, I think Lego was trying to fluff this one up in terms of part count. There's a lot of pieces that could have been substituted with larger bricks and plates and make it a little bit more sturdy. Now, despite the appearance of this set, it is a playable model. You do have access to all the interior spaces, and all the floors remove, and you have some accessories. You also have the minifigures with it. So this not only could be used as a Lego City display piece, but you can use this just to play around with and role play and have people buy furniture, and the kids can leave their cookies on the sidewalk and drop ice cream everywhere. There's just a lot of stuff you can do here. So there is some play value with this set. And like I mentioned, you can even take a stroll in the upper floors. It's a really nice set just to explore and just goof around with. In addition, this set will look good in a Lego City theme or a Lego town. Imagine having a train going around this, or having a road plate here would look really good. And in addition, this set does have a nice selection of bricks if you want to make an alternative model out of this. There's plenty of stuff you can use. You got doors, windows, and bricks, especially the sand green, which is always a nice touch for any Lego build. And some roof pieces. There's so many parts here that you could use for other stuff. Now this is really nice. I mean, I wouldn't really want to take this one apart. So if you're looking for something to add to your city, this will look really good in it. Now my final score on this set is a 6 out of 10, sadly. There was no stickers, which is really good, so you didn't have to fuss with those. Just a little bit in here for repetitiveness. Mainly about half the chunk that I took off was scratched pieces, like this window piece here was heavily scratched, some of the doors. I'm really surprised Lego has not figured out how to do better quality control on the transparent pieces, because it does spoil the build. Especially for a set like this that's very costly, very pricey. I should not see any scratched or pitted parts in sets like this. This should be more of a high-end item. I should never see that. And in addition, the smaller pieces and some of the parts can flake off. That's probably the only problems with this set. Other than that, it looks really good. This would look good in a Lego city. It's just got a lot of potential. I mean, in addition, it's compatible with all the other modulars. So just imagine you have your cafe corner here and maybe your museum here. And there's just so much you can do. In addition, you have a back alley. And this thing's just got a lot of stuff going for it. It's just the small pieces were just kind of brutal on my hands. So it's not a bad one to look at though, but after it's done, it's really a nice eye-catching piece. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of this model.